Samsung made a huge showing at CES with its micro LED TV, the Wall, and its 8K concept. But today in New York, they showed off their new QLED lineup, which is their more general consumer line. One big new feature this year is ambient mode. And this is a feature that lets you basically use your TV to blend into the surrounding wall around it when it's off. And using a smartphone, you just take a photo of the TV and the surface around it, if it's a brick wall or something like that, and the TV will process that image, color balance it, and basically try to match exactly what's around it. Based on some demos we've seen here, it looks pretty cool and pretty accurate. Several TVs blended into brick walls pretty easily, and from what we're seeing, it also looks like there are a lot of different surfaces that they could connect to as well. Ambient mode can also display things like news and weather, which just turns your TV from something more than just a black, dark screen, once it's off, into something that's actually pretty useful and kind of cool looking. Samsung also improved its single cable technology, which is a thin cable that comes out of the TV and connects to an external box, and that's where all your inputs are. And also this year, it connects to power. Last year, you had that single thread and a separate power cable. Now it's all combined, and it's a lot smoother and honestly a lot simpler looking. I think people will really appreciate that. It'll really reduce clutter in your home theater area. A 5-meter version of that cable comes with the TVs, but you can also splurge for a 15-meter version if you want to put the box somewhere else in your living room. That should really allow for a decent amount of flexibility there. And Samsung's other big push with the TVs this year is Bixby and smart home integration. Last year, it had S-Voice support. This year, the Bixby Smart Assistant is in there, and you could do things like search for TV shows or movies, or you can even do like a single command, like search for action movies starring Brad Pitt, and it'll figure that out. And Bixby will also connect with smart things on these TVs and supported devices, things like smart cameras and the Ring door alarm. You'll be able to basically see those interfaces and control them from the TVs as well. That's pretty useful for something like a camera and a video doorbell, because you'll get that image right on your TV, and I think a lot of people will appreciate that too. And it also looks like there's integration with Samsung's suite of smart home devices, so things like their vacuum cleaner, their smart fridges. That's a little more excessive, and I'm not sure if most consumers will even be equipped to handle those sorts of things, but it's clear that Samsung is building itself to be a big player in the smart home world. And beyond that, all these TVs look a little better than before. The higher-end models, the Q8 and Q9, also have full-array backlighting, which means dark levels will just look more uniform and much more black. Last year, Samsung had some issues with backlighting that really made its high-end TVs not look so great. This year, that should be pretty improved. So all in all, it looks like Samsung has made some meaningful improvements to its QLED lineup. They look better, and the ambient feature looks pretty useful, honestly. So we don't have pricing or availability details for these TVs yet, but we expect them to cost about the same as last year's models. Nothing too egregious there. And honestly, I was looking forward to seeing more details about Samsung's Wall micro LED TV. Still no details on that, unfortunately. At the very least, though, it looks like Samsung has a promising year ahead.